What's good, YouTube? I had just finished my video of the 1000 Eyes Restrict new evolution, the Millennium Eyes Restrict, and it turns out there's so much more to go with it, and it's actually really broken, especially for 1000 Eyes Restrict. So, oh yeah, it's gonna be a crazy night. But let's go ahead and get into that first monster I read that's broken, and I haven't read anything else. This is basically a live reaction, but this card is pretty darn good. Millennium Eyes Illusionist. This is the level 2 monster right here. He's an attack 0, defense 1400. You can use each of this card's name's effects once per turn. Hard once per turn only. The first effect is a quick effect, and that's what's broken. You can discard this card, then target an effect monster your opponent controls, equip that target to one Eyes Restrict fusion monster, or relinquish you control. This counts as equipping it by that monster's own effect. So it kind of goes with that once per turn effect that your guys have. But this is actually really, really good. It's a hand trap. It's a quick hand trap. And then, if an Eyes Restrict fusion monster relinquishes special summon, you add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Basically, it recycles itself. How insane is that? Now, I've got to imagine that this, we already read off the fusion. So if you want to read about Millennium Eyes Restrict, you can pause right here and read through it, or you can go to the video at the end that I'm gonna link. But we already went over it. Basically, I feel like it's kind of a worse version overall of the same one, the Relinquish that was released. A monster with the same name as a monster equipped to this card can't attack and effects are negated. It's kind of just a weaker 1000 Eyes of Restrict as we went over, but does have a quick effect depending on your opponent. Then we've got Sacrifice Fusion, aka Relinquish Fusion, quick play spell card. So a specific, perhaps, fusion to the Relinquish archetype. And then we've got more cards down there around the Parasites. This seems really cool. We're going back in time. We're looking at really old cards. This looks to be, I guess, a Duelist pack. Legend Duelist 2 Dual Monster Era cards. News about the second Legend Duelist pack arrived. So it is indeed a Duelist pack. I'm just all over the place. This is my first reaction, guys. Relinquished Fusion. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn. So hard once per turn is here again. Fusion summon one Eyes Restrict fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing monsters you control, have in your hand, or have in your graveyard as fusion material. So you're resourcing from everywhere. That's a really good sign, but you can only activate this once per turn. It does have fusion in the name, so it's going to be searchable by a lot of cards such as the Predaplants. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one effect monster your opponent controls. Equip that target to an Eyes Restrict fusion monster or relinquish you control. This counts as equipping it by that monster's own effect. Alright, this archetype just got way better. We have 1000 Eyes Restrict. It actually gives you merit to running the new fusion. And that monster, the monster hand trap that just slurps the monster at any point in time from your opponent. You just discard the card, target the effect monster your opponent controls, equip that target. Oh, it's so good. It just kind of sucks that it does count as the equip by that effect. But, oh man, it's so good. Like, they could be trying to play around your new Millennium Eyes Restrict, and then you just pop this out on them, and yet you take it. It's such a trolly archetype. It's so good. Alright, let's get into the Parasites. This sounds like a Weevil kind of thing. Parasite, Paranoid. Level 2 Earth Insect Effect Monster, so it's this small guy right here. Attack 500, defense 300. You can only use this card's first effect once per turn, so hard once per turn on its quick effect. You can target one face-up monster, equip this card from your hand to the target. Its type becomes Insect. Alright. It cannot attack insect monsters. This sounds familiar. And negate all of its activated effects that target insect monsters. So not that good. But I guess we're playing for the troll. I see a cocoon. YUGINONO is probably in the background just screaming, "Get to it!" If this equip card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 7 or higher insect monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. Ultimate Great Moth YUGINONO! Oh man, this is so troll. It looks like an insect queen up here. Oh, it is. Alright. We got Ultimately Mutated Insect Queen. Level 7 Earth Insect Special Summon Effect Monster. Attack 2800, defense 2400. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by a card effect. That's fair. That goes along with your other Parasite. If there is another insect type monster on the field, insect type monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by an opponent's card effect. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you contribute one monster. This card can make another attack. on an opponent's monster. So it limits it kind of from OTKing, but you get to wipe fields with it. During the end phase, you can special summon one insect token, Insect Earth, level 1, attack 100, defense 100. Alright, let's get to the Cocoon. I'm just excited to get through this. Super Cocoon of Evolution! Oh, YUGINONO's gonna go crazy. Quick Play spell card. You can only use this card as a second effect once per turn. So the first effect, you're fine to use it over and over. Tribute an insect-type monster either player controls, so the cards you're turning into insects get used, that is equipped with an equip card. And if you do, special summon one insect-type monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Oh my gosh! Insects are getting such a huge boost right now. This is insane. It goes with the show. It's like Weevil, Pegasus. It's crazy. It's like the last Duelist pack went with just all sorts of like Mako and Joey and that kind of stuff. We're going into other characters. This is kind of like a Weevil evolution and Pegasus evolution. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one insect type monster in your graveyard, shuffle into the deck, then draw a card. So it's like they took like the bad Duelist pack and they made it a great Duelist pack, and made things for you actually to get excited over. Alright. We got some spiders. Bomb Spider. Level 4 Dark Machine effect monster. 1400/2200 defense. You can only use the second effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target one Dark Machine type monster you control and one face-up card for your opponent controls. Destroy them. That's pretty cool. If a monster you control whose original attribute and types are Dark and Machine and destroys a monster or monsters your opponent controls and sends it to the graveyard either by battle or with its own effect, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack in the graveyard. So it's like a pop burn, in a sense. These cards are like, the first energy in my mind are Cyber Darks because they're new, and Black Salvo. So we've got things swirling in my head right now about what you could use with them. Desperado Barrel Dragon, level 8 Dark Machine effect monster. Bandit Keith! Ooh, yes! Alright, I'm trying to calm down and not scream in your ears too much. If a Dark Machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, so pop summon. It doesn't say opponents. Oh, I love cards that don't say it because of an opponent's. Oh, you are turboing this. Once per turn during the battle phase, you can flip 3 coins, so only during the battle phase, and destroy face-up monsters up to the number of heads. Up to. That is so important with this card. If all 3 were heads, draw a card. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect, though, so it's like you get to the battle phase, use it. He's not going in. But he got summoned for free in a sense. Any Dark Machine is destroyed by battle or card effect. That's crazy. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you add a level 7 or lower monster whose effect involves coin flips from your deck to the hand. This is so awesome. This Duelist pack feels like what Legendary Duelist should have been. And then we've got Gun, Cannon, Shot, a continuous trap card. Let me make sure you guys can see this on the screen. Alright, we're good. Once per turn, if an effect involving a coin flip is activated, apply these effects equal to the number of heads. Inflict 500 to the opponent, and this is continuous. Destroy one card your opponent controls for 2+, and 3+. Look at your opponent's hand, and if you do, discard one card from there. You look at it, but what's the chances of 3 heads? The second effect, when activating an effect involving 2 or more coin flips is activated, you can banish this card from the graveyard. Treat the result of all those coin flips as heads. Wow. That is crazy. So basically when this goes away from the field, you turn any of your triple coin flips or 2 coin flips to all heads. If it favors the card, you're going to be using this. So we've actually got legit coin flip support, legit Bandit Keith support, legit insect support for Weevil. Like, all these meld together, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is our first look into this set. YUGINONO, oh my god, you know he's going nuts over this. You know he's just like, Ultimate Cocoon of Evolution! But this Parasite actually does what I want. Like, it's gonna be nuts for these. This is crazy. Bandit Keith, Pegasus, and Weevil. Like, the villain squad, the OG villain squad, the Duelist Island villain squad. Well, let's actually go over this fusion now that there's relevant support for it that's actually very exciting. So, you've got the Millennium Eyes Restrict. He relies on the opponent. I still don't like the effect that much. Once per turn when an opponent's monster effect is activated, quick effect. So it relies on the opponent to activate effect. You can target an effect monster your opponent controls or has in the graveyard equipped to this card. So basically, he just relies on the opponent, but you're now Millennium Eyes Illusionist is doing the work for you. This guy is allowing you to let this guy chill and force the activation, but it does count as equipping by his effect, though. So I think it steals your once per turn effect. So I think I'm not sure on that. We'll see the rulings. This card, attacks and defense are combined to the equal attack and defense of equips to this card. And then monsters with the same name, that's so specific, have their effects negated and can't attack. Definitely still the weaker blood. You want Thousand Eyes Restrict out with this, but man, is this so cool. The fusion is good. The fusion spell is really good, and it has fusion in the name. So it's highly searchable. That's just racing through my mind. What else would you guys use to search this besides just the Preda plants? I believe that Fusion Recycling plant might be able to have synergy with this, but definitely huge. I think the insects are the biggest surprise for me. I didn't think I'd see the day where I saw summon any level 7 or higher insect from your hand, ignoring summoning conditions, and then, you know, being able to also do that in other places. This is so crazy. You just ignore the summoning condition. And what was the other one? It's the Cocoon, right? The Cocoon is a quick play spell also. Wow, so the Cocoon is going to let you go ham also. Let's reread the Cocoon real quick so I understand it. You can use this card's second effect once per turn. Tribute an insect-type monster either player's control. So you're basically turning their stuff into insects and then using this. And if you do special summon any insect from your deck ignoring summoning conditions, this is the goo card. This is amazing. This is great. This is what's going to break insects in general. Like, you're going to be able to actually use insects. First it was dinosaurs, now it's insect. And you can banish this card from your graveyard, target an insect-type monster in your graveyard, shuffle it into the deck, then draw a card. So it's got like a second bonus effect that's just good. Alright guys, that's gonna be my initial thoughts here. We'll go more in depth if we think we have to, but man, Pegasus, Weevil, and Bandit Keith, these are it's an amazing duels pack now. Like, I'm sorry for my initial reaction on this fusion. They put it up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, just teasing this guy. But these are so good overall. I'll link the article down below. I'll link the previous video on my initial thoughts so you can laugh at me now. But holy crap, these are all so good. Thanks for watching.